Good evening. I'm at the High Performance Training Center at Satara. It's a beautiful view at the back. How to motivate yourself to write your diary. See, basically, I have noticed that those who write the diary are the highly motivated ones. And these are the people who write their diary regularly. And these are the people who achieve their goals. Unfortunately, I have we have so many students who have subscribed to our courses, and yet I find very few, hardly 5% to maximum 10% write their diary regularly. There are a lot of people here who have achieved a lot of things in life by using their diary regularly. I, for one, I don't want to speak too much about myself, but whatever I've achieved in life, every year I've had a diary. And this is not only to do with my shooting, but it has to do with my daily activity also. Daily activity, following up, writing down the things that I want to do, and working on each and every activity. I do understand that there are days when there is a gap. For some reason you have to go out of town, or there is a function in the family, or there is some situation which is completely unavoidable, and there is a gap in your diary, but then you must come back to writing your diary. There are people here who write the diary regularly, and there are some people who, because of their work, they take a gap, but they come back because once you get into that habit of writing your diary and you realize how useful it is, there is no need for me to give you a lecture, or hardly a lecture, a discussion on why you should write your diary and why I should tell you to motivate yourself to write your diary. Because the diary itself is a highly motivating aspect. I have seen so many shooters who come and join, and over the last 30 years, and I've seen the ones who have really excelled and become internationals are the ones without fail are the ones who write the diary. Without fail. All the ones who have written their diaries have improved their scores. And those who have not improved their scores, and I've always checked with them, I say, I don't see you much on the shooting range. They do come on the shooting range, but I ask them, do you write your diary? They say, no, I don't get the time. And after some time, they disappear. So there is one thing, and I have read this, it's not shooting specific, but it is specific to achieving anything, any goal in your life. If you write down your diary every day, that I will achieve my goal, two things might happen. Either you give up writing your diary and don't achieve your goal, or you achieve your goal because you continue writing your diary regularly. Only two things can happen. And 99% of the time, I've noticed that every shooter who has written his diary regularly, and you can ask, please, if you ever go to your national team and you see the top level shooters, and you ask them, those who are representing their countries, you ask them, without fail, they maintain their diary. Without fail, they use their diary. They write their diary. Now, I feel that, most of the people here are very mature people, mature lot. I don't even have to discuss this. It's the younger lot who need to be reminded. And if you notice, I've been holding webinars now every bi-monthly, and the attendance is ridiculous. Very low. That itself goes to show you, if you can't attend a webinar, okay, what are you going to write your diary? You know how many shooters are there in our elite members group 1 and 2, and nothing less than 150 shooters. I can understand the shooters who are abroad and whose timings don't match. But even after I posted the replays, they don't bother to watch. So what is the conclusion that we can derive out of this? It's obvious that they were there, they tried their luck, they found that they couldn't keep up, they couldn't change themselves, they couldn't develop good habits, because writing a diary is one of the habits of the champions. And you see everywhere on the internet, 7 habits that you should develop to become rich, 7 habits of the rich and successful. And out of all those 7 habits, one habit is of writing a diary. So it's not rich and successful, but also successful in your sports, especially in shooting, whatever your goal you have. This is a habit which takes you to success, and it guarantees one thing, that you will improve. How much you will improve? Well, that again depends on how much you are willing to change yourself. And in shooting, all the changes generally take place here, 99%. Developing a good habit, simple. I have so many talented shooters with me, and they're not there anymore. And I come to know that they're not there the day they disappear from the WhatsApp group. I know they're gone. I know this fellow is gone, or this girl is out. She may be tremendously talented, or he may be very talented, shooting scores of 570 plus. The moment they stop posting their diaries, I know that the end is near. The end is near. And 100%, all those who start off with great enthusiasm, and after some time they falter like a vehicle which is run out of fuel. They start chugging along, falter, sputter, and then they die out. They disappear from the WhatsApp group, and they disappear from shooting. The first advantage of writing a diary is you develop self-discipline. Without self-discipline, we cannot achieve anything. I will not say you, I'll say we. We just cannot achieve anything in life. A few years ago, I had stopped writing my diary. I stopped shooting. And then I realized, no, I need to do something and I need to get back. So I bought a new diary midway. Otherwise, for each and every year, I have a diary. So I said, I went and bought my diary and I started off again. No, I'm going to start shooting and I'm going to do this. I'm going to develop this website. I'm going to do this. And just by writing every day, I just told myself I have to get my self-discipline back. To get your self-discipline back, you need to be highly motivated. You have to be self-motivated. And to be motivated is very simple. That goal that you have, or whatever you want to achieve in shooting, or any field related to shooting, I'll talk about my website. Believe me, I used to eat, live, breathe this website, foresight shooting. This is what it should be like. This is what it should be like. And I used to write it down. But these are the concepts. Every time I used to write my diary. I used to look back and change. No, I say this is not right. No. And in shooting also, it used to be the same thing. I used to write my diary. I used to, because of this measurement technique that we have, it's a fantastic technique. That when you measure your drilling and you find that today's percentage is, say, 58% or whatever, that 58% becomes the benchmark for my improvement, for my tomorrow's session. So I have to progress by a few percent. 2%, that's the standard that we use in our drilling. 2% is the improvement that I have to make. So if I've achieved, say, 50% out of 100 drills, then 2% is just too correct. So 52 I have to achieve tomorrow, 2% more. But what happens is when I go to sleep at night, I tend to think about my shooting. And I said, oh, look, tomorrow I have to achieve 2%. Can I do it? And I visualize myself. It's an internal process. I visualize, say, yeah, I can do it. It's 2%, I can do it. I've done it in the past, I will do it. But there are times when, And I'm finding some people out here, youngsters, who, one moment, there's somebody on the chat. Yes, there have been times, and on the WhatsApp group, I find people who score, 58%, 62%, and the next day they're 60%. How is that possible? Because I remember when I was shooting, and even if I shoot today and I achieve 60%, I have to achieve 62%. I just cannot remain comfortable. If I, for some reason, I come down, and there are times, we are all human beings, I can't sleep that night if I go below my benchmark. That's the kind of motivation you require to improve yourself in any field, any field. If you don't have that motivation, you're not going to write your diary and you're not going to achieve your goals. It's as simple as that. The most powerful aspect of diary writing is that when we write the diary, and I have rectified people who used to write negatively. Oh, I did not achieve my this thing. Oh, I shot badly. All of us, if you notice on the diary, thank God, have given up writing in negative terms and write positively. Just by writing positively, that positive affirmation is such a powerful tool. That is the power of prayer. My father used to read a fantastic book, The Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale. And maybe, I don't know who, maybe Norman Vincent Peale or somebody like that. And he had this habit of prayer, At that point of time, I was least interested in prayers and all that. Not my cup of tea. But today I realize that prayer does not mean that you sit down and, prayer is introspection. Who do you pray to? There's nobody around. You just pray to some higher self. And that higher self, if you've been through all our modules, you will realize that the higher self, especially in module number 5, you have to see module number 5 to realize that the higher self is nothing but the unconscious mind. It is within ourselves. So who do we pray to? We don't pray to the wall. We don't pray to the sun. Actually, we are praying within ourselves to the power that is within us. And that is a form of affirmation. So when you write it down, it goes into the unconscious. It goes into the cosmic consciousness. And, people may call it anything. There's so much in this world that we do not know. We are not aware of. But the power of belief, the power of prayer, and the power of affirmations are so, so powerful. And when you use that in positive statements, when you write your diary, you get that power from somewhere or another. You get it. You get it. And there have been, I'll give you an example. I was in the national squad and I had a fractured tooth. And the tooth was split like this, and anything which used to go inside, it used to. And this was the first time I had gone into the national squad at the age of 30. Yeah, maybe 31 or something. I was pretty old from Indian standard. And when I had gone into the squad, which is the ultimate dream of any shooter to get into the national squad, because from the national squad you are picked up, you're groomed, you get very high quality training from a foreign coach, and you're groomed, you get to get a chance to get into the Indian team, to get into your national team. And that was the time when I had this awful throbbing pain. And I had to skip one night. I had to speak to my chief coach, and I said, Mr. Thomas, Mr. Sunny Thomas was the chief coach, and I told Mr. Thomas, sir, and my face was also swollen. So he said, what's wrong with you? I said, I would like to do it. He said, take a day off, go and see a doctor. But that night, I felt terrible. I felt very bad. I'm in the squad. I have to ask my chief coach to give me. I said, that's not done. It's not done. It did sit with me very well. I said, what rubbish. And in the middle of the night, I don't know when, I was sleeping alone and suddenly it started throbbing and I said, damn it, get well, get well. You'll not believe it. The pain disappeared. And I slept like a baby. The next morning I was gone. I was on the range and uh, uh, I had eye contact with the coach and he nodded and I nodded back. Okay, great. There was no verbal communication, just visual. So this is the power that we have inside us. And this you connect through prayer or through affirmations and when you write your diary. And that is why it is very, very important. That is why I am talking about writing your diary. If you want to achieve your goal, you need to have self-discipline. You need to be focused, and that's what your drilling percentage gives you. So you know you're focused on tomorrow's goal. The third thing is when you write in positive statements, you hit upon that power which is there within all of us, and definitely you achieve your goal. But these are some of the basic reasons of writing a diary. And frankly speaking, all the people out here, excepting one or two, are regular diary writers, very regular. And then there are people who, who come and they go and they're gone, who can't pull themselves up by the bootstraps. You need to pull yourself. You may be tremendously talented shooter. It's of no use. That talent is of no use unless you have some discipline within you. Okay, please, anybody who would like to join me and add to whatever I've said, because this webinar is going to be posted for public consumption. Public consumption meaning for all these 150 chaps who are members, elite group members. And if anybody would like to join me, please click on the request to speak button and come down and come over and let's share this knowledge. Uma Eskuri has joined the room. Somebody new. That's great. Good evening, Uma. How are you? Can you just?
Very good evening, sir.
Good evening. Can you? It's Uma Shankar. Uma Shankar. Okay. Just take your camera at the back. Right now, we can't see who it is. I can just see your left eye. Okay, now I can see little bit at the back, so we can see you fully. Yeah, much better. Okay, please tell me, Uma Shankar.
Nothing much, sir. As we are discussing about the diary writing, I think one of the negative points that has come up in my career during the past 4-5 months, I wanted to accept it in front of everyone so that I remember and I correct it myself at there very soon. As you know, I mean, you have a very good track of what is happening with me. I have discontinued or I'm not regular these days with the diary. So I just wanted to go back and make sure that I'm writing it every day because I know the value of it. I accept all the points or acknowledge to all the points about the importance of the diary writing. But somehow there is a gap created with it. So it's a big, I have to say that it's a big mistake from my side and it's maybe a negligence or whatever. So I just wanted to go back and make sure that I'm doing it on a daily basis from hereafter.
First of all, Uma, I think it's very courageous of you to come in the studio and accept, something. But I understand why you are not writing your diary. It has got nothing to do with self-discipline here. You have a commitment from home. I know the thing. I don't want to bring it up in the public.
I agree, sir. I agree. I know that you know those things, but still, because of, I mean, like the kind of importance I give to shooting, maybe I still have to take my time and give it the required amount of time for diary writing on a daily basis because I see it's the top as you. I mean, you know me personally, and you know me with respect to shooting as well. You know, as shooting comes as a top priority before anything else in my life. So I at least to some extent, I have to say that there is some negligence from my side. I wanted to, I mean, in front of everybody, I'm apologizing for my mistake. For the last 3-4 months, I want to make sure that I'm correcting it immediately and go back to what I was before.
I don't know what others are thinking, but I have, you've just gone up a couple of notches in my esteem, because it takes a lot of courage to admit that there is a temporary failure on your side, and to
Admitting
accept it in
maybe
public
it's
and
something.
admitting it, it takes a lot of guts and courage. I really appreciate that, and we all, I'm sure everyone accepts and appreciates. I specifically know why you are doing it, but I don't want to disclose it. There is a personal situation, health situation in Uma Shankar's family, and it requires him to be away. But the very fact that even then he is accepting that there's no excuse. See, this is what is important. There's no excuse.
Yes, sir.
Who are you going to give? Your coach is not bothered. I mean, that way, I mean, if Uma Shankar doesn't want to write it, then that's his problem. But there's no excuse for Uma Shankar to Uma Shankar. Uma Shankar has just said that he can't excuse himself, and that is the passion that is required. That is the motivation that is required. That is
The
the
logic
motivation.
I'm following here is very simple, sir. Though I have challenges, though I have some problems outside the shooting, but if you ask me what is your top priority in life, obviously it's shooting. So in that aspect, I cannot. I mean, I have to say that I cannot neglect, even though it's. I mean, maybe I'm regular at my range. I'm regular at this. Maybe I'm thinking of shooting all the time, but maybe I'm lacking somewhere in putting that in the diary as well on a daily basis. So I want to make sure that I'm doing it from today. That's it. That's what I want to say.
Great, splendid, well done. Very motivating, highly motivating.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, thank you. Would anybody would like to join and share and motivate others as the way Uma Shankar has done? Fine. It was a pleasant evening. Basically, this webinar was for the younger generation. Most of the people here are seniors and they have already achieved whatever they want to achieve and continue writing their diary because it's a habit. I always have my diary next to me wherever I'm working. And I can assure you that if there is a formula for success, it is using the diary correctly. Oh, there is somebody who would like to add something. Okay, Sushil, one last try. So you have just said every detail why I'm writing. Oh yeah, Yanni is a highly motivated shooter. He shoots 580 plus. 580 plus. And it's he's just like anybody over here. All of us have our own problems. Some have personal problems, some have different kinds of problems. But who says you don't have problems? I have seen shooters who have no business to say that they've got no problem. They're living off their parents, 17, 18 years old, the best of food, the best of coach, the best of equipment, the best of ranges, gone. Not writing the diary. Yeah, the parent has to tell, write the diary, report to your coach, then they will start writing. After a few days, they're gone. And finish. There are some shooters who they were shooting 570 plus, they've gone down to 564. Not writing diary, no self-discipline. Maybe tremendously talented. What's the use? Hi, Sushil, how are you? Good to see you back.
Thank you, sir. Very good evening once again.
Good evening. Tell me.
Sir, can I speak in Hindi?
Try and speak in English because we have a
okay, doesn't matter, sir.
problem. Yeah.
Okay. Sir, after joining you, I much more improvement in my shooting events. Sorry for that, I cannot post my diary, but in a few days before, I went from Varanasi to Delhi on my official duties. Thanks for you, sir. When I joined you and when I came to your shooting range in Pune, sir. After that 5 days training, I improved so much better. I want to show the previous day, 24th of June, my shooting practice. Uh, can you see this, sir?
Yes, fantastic.
This is, yeah. Uh, Sir, there are no words what I want to say you. My in my daily diary posting, I never write any negative thoughts. Never, never. Sometimes before when I'm not reaching with you, many times I write some bad habits like they're not going 10, always doing 7. Sometimes I write in my diary, I am feeling tired, I am feeling bad in gripping. But after joining you, all these negative thoughts are just shut down from my mind. And every time I always write, if you see, sir, my diary, I always write, I am mastering in my trigger role. And one day I will 101% sure world champion in my life.
Hey, great, splendid, splendid.
uh, every time, sir, I never say to you that there is problem in my family background, there is some official workload.
Yeah, I know.
It's all thing is
You have a
I
very
never.
demanding job.
Yes,
You have a
sir.
very demanding job. I know. I'm aware of that.
Thank you, sir. But never think whatever I am busy in my life, in my office or in my home. But if I choose this shooting event, so I can do everything what you say, and I promise myself I will. Once day I
Very good.
will do this.
Splendid.
And from 10 to 15 days, sir, sorry for that, I am not posting my diary due to my some official work, sir. But
Yeah.
this are I thanks for you that you provide all the things what I want to improve in my shooting. Just like in module number 5, sir, I imagine always, yeah, and I show you some pictures, sir, what you previously told me. I just always I think I'm a world champion. So I created this type of images, sir. And
Fantastic.
and
Fantastic. I
sometimes
told you
I
to
will
do that.
always I always think that I'm a world gold medalist in Manu Bhakkar and Jitu Rai and like this, sir. So
Fantastic.
every, every time, sir, I think positive thoughts never, and I also suggest all the shooters, whatever problems in their life or whatever problems in their personal matters, or I don't know what they do, if they are joining office or if they have in a business or if they have some family problems. All thoughts are just and negativity to yeah, bad impact in our shooting event. If I want to say you that I am a personal secretary of divisional railway manager, but I give a lot of times. I have not a time from 9 to 5, but I spend my time from early morning in 3:30 a.m. and went to our shooting range from 4 a.m. to 7 a.m. in morning. And after coming from my office, I give my sometimes from 6 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. And I always think that this two session I can do every day. That's did not come when I cannot do my practice. I always think that, oh, I am not doing my practice, but I try to my best. When my posting my diary, I observe that where I am standing there. I am on 50%, I am 55% or 60%. My diary told me where I am standing here. So,
Yeah.
sir, diary posting is very important for my best better improvement in my shooting.
Great. I'm so happy. In fact, the improvement that I see is normally social. You normally this is the first time you've come online in the studio.
Yes,
Otherwise,
sir. Yes, sir.
you would avoid coming in the studio.
No,
Wonderful.
sir. Sir, today I am joined my iPhone, but there is some broadcast problem in previous webinar also, sir. So I
Okay,
am today I am taking some Android mobile, so I can connect it to you, sir.
splendid.
I take this Android mobile for today. If there is problem in my iPhone, so I just connect on my Android mobile. This Android mobile is not mine. It's just anybody Android. I take him.
Great. See, Uma Shankar and Sushil, uh, Sushil is a personal secretary to a his job is very demanding because his boss is a very senior officer in the Indian Railways, and they can't do without him because he's that good in his work. But then see, he finds the time between 4 and 7, and then from 6 to 9 in the evening. There's no excuse. There's just no excuse, and that's what motivation is all about. And you're bound to achieve if you stick to it, continue sticking to it. And that is what I'm trying to tell all these youngsters out here in a group. You know, I don't know. These youngsters today is a lot is well. They need to have a bit more spine. Thank you very much, Sushil. Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
sir. Thank you,
And
sir.
your words may have yours and Uma Shankar's words have, I'm sure, motivated a lot more of these youngsters who hopefully are watching this webinar. Thank you very much.
Thank
Good
you,
night.
sir.
Good night. Okay, so both of them, Uma Shankar and Sushil, have livened up this webinar. Otherwise, it was just a monologue. It has livened up. It has got more life to the webinar, and I thank both of you very much to make this as exciting and more interesting. Thank you very much. And on this note, good night.